Greetings, greetings, all divine beings. It is Witchy Poo coming back to you with another video. And if you are feeling kind, please subscribe. We're going to get into at this time and get started with Liam and Zayn, how we did Harry with, oh my goodness, I believe the Lewis. Sorry, brain part there. So we're kind of going to do the friendship reading as if we've done prior, just with different members. Thank you guys for being a part of the tribe. Thank you guys for actually engaging on this playlist and really showing me you're interested and enjoy the readings. You know, I can't do it without you guys, and I really appreciate your patience and understanding when I'm, in and out on life. So this was a request, and it came in viewer and subscriber. Oh my goodness, of course. Oh, there it is. So I do thank you again. So I'm going to just, I believe Zayn is a Capricorn and Liam is a Virgo. I'm going to check one more time just before we get started. I hope everybody enjoyed the Aries and Taurus. If you are in that sign, check out that live. We went in the witching hour. So let's be sure with, I know Zane's a Capricorn for sure because we've been concerned with safety. If you saw the news, it's so funny. Thank you guys for tuning in. We actually did the reading 8 hours prior to this news breaking about Liam's estate with this Cheryl and his attorney. Whoa, let's do the solar plexus. So maybe we should keep going rather, right? I told you guys, I believe 4 readings ago, there was some sort of clause or contract we were fighting over. Hello. And so now that this has all come to terms, disrespect, we're going to come with the realization that there's something, like I said, deeper going on with the money, with the whole system. But nevertheless, let me make sure we got Liam. I, I know he's a Virgo. I just want to be sure. All right, Liam Payne's zodiac sign, Virgo. Here we go. All right, so let me go back to my screen so I'm at least the one on there. So the next one I think I'll do, if no one comes in with the fan request from a certain person, I'll just go ahead with Miss Cheryl. So let me go ahead and shuffle a few times. It looks like we look good. I have the Literary Witches deck. Got Papa Candela. I don't have the advertisement, but he is for sale. Not him particularly. We do have the Connect for the Orisha statues. Check out the website, and I believe under Witchy he is linked, but I will go ahead and put him in the description when we're finished. And let's get started with the friendship on Liam and Zayn, is it? We have a Virgo and Capricorn. All right, here in the present, I feel a little nervous for some reason. We got the 10 of Cups, Pisces energy. Oh, anytime that 10, we know we're at the end of the completion. And because we're in our feelings, there's something misaligned still again. I don't know if it's a crisscross and wire communication on this Argentina trip. Maybe there was something that was supposed to transpire of them linking up one last time again or another round or something like that. Something is disharmony between and dishonest, okay? Spirits, what sign symbols, downloads, and messages do we have between the friendship of Zayn and Liam from One Direction? All right, we have 4 that have popped out. I'll go in order. The first one we have is the 5 of Pentacles. This is the shaman. This is Taurus energy. When it's positivity, people don't like it, right? In the past, they may have wanted to forgive each other for something that may or may not have transpired. And then we've got the Queen of Swords. This is Libra energy. This is also feeling of an action of clear thinking. So they both were clear on each other's, I guess, something that's unspoken, how you have that sort of friendship or that sort of thing that you kind of don't talk about because y'all are just been always honest with each other, right? All right, and then we have this Aries energy, the Magician in reverse. This is Virgo, and this is greedy and wasted talent for some reason. And it's not to say between the boys, they could have been arguing like, stop wasting your talent, Liam saying that to Zayn, because this is in the future, of somebody still standing strong. And then we have this 5 again. 5 with Aquarius energy, there is an inability and somebody stuck in the past and troubled about something here. I'm not sure what. But between these two, there's good things and there's also just as equal as negative. Then you have Leo energy, the Knight of Pentacles. They used to do something over and over again here. And then the Ace. Somebody is... I don't know why it's manifest, but that doesn't feel right. All right, come on, let's lock in. Why do we have this Five of Pentacles? What's happening? There's the two. Capricorn energy. So there is a balance here between these friends. They may have stretched. There's the 10 again. They stretched something in this Pisces energy as a friendship that really makes me feel like they were happy to be friends, but people didn't want them to have some sort of alignment. They may have tried to do something together for real to make money with the green. Here's the witch to confirm everything that I'm saying here. Not only is Capricorn Cancer energy with Pisces around, but when I tell you the feelings of like supporting each other, this is what went down. On a positive scale, they may have done it in secrecy because people didn't like this sort of unity. I'm going to do this one last because we just saw this 25 seconds ago. But because there is some balance that they depend on each other, people didn't like it. Now, I'm not sure who yet, but this is somebody who has a prominent stance in this industry, a prominent stance in the world that we live in. And if they were bigging each other up, trying to do something different or encouragement or make money on the side as to where some people didn't hear about it, it would have created some sort of happiness beyond their friendship because they already had that, if you know what I'm saying. Why are you going down and not floating up? What's up with that? Tell me what's happening with the smoke. Let me know what's going on with this friendship and more. Okay, here's the cauldron. They tried to create something matching that witch, okay? They both had a hand in something they were going to do. This was from the past. That was beautiful, but it may have shocked people here in the future. Octavia Butler is going to confirm that. But see, it wasn't allowed. What's the wall? I can't think for that right now. Yeah, they had a lot of creativity with that cauldron. It was getting ready to do something here in the past. That wall, they had a lot of obstacles. Something was blocking them because people were watching quietly what they were trying to do here in the future. All right, so we've got that settled. Great friendship, and there was something they were trying to present. I'm going to move some of these because this is taken away from the whole story if people follow the cards when y'all watch them, okay? So I'll throw them here. Let's keep going, please, spirits. I love and I appreciate this energy. Papa Candela, we do have these Orisha statues on sale. They are on the website. Please click the tab Witchy. What's with this Queen of Swords in the Libra energy? They were honest with each other and always fair, but wanted some sort of independence away. All right, you got the Nine of Cups, the Empress, the Wheel of Fortune. They're all in reverse. And then the Queen of Wands, this is Lilith. Pisces, Aries is here. Aquarius, Gemini, Pisces, double time. I'll start here. So the 10-9 with this whole ship trying to be sunken by somebody who were in their feelings, watching them do something that was going to create a lot of escapism here. They had a lot of emotion on trying to create something beyond a friendship that was here's the thing. It was going to reestablish not only their beauty in the arts and the craft, but it was going to give confidence, and somebody didn't want that. Here's the problem, the delay. So somebody set something back in the energy of these boys creating something that really had I'm not gonna hold you. This was a temperamental thing to get on the heartstrings and the feelings of the people. This was going to vibe. This was going to ride. This was going to make money. This really wanted to happen in the present time. Now we're dealing with the Gemini energy, but on Taurus side of the Empress. So they smothered them by trying to maybe create these beefs, create something that crisscross communication where you got this three. Somebody was always behind the scene of insecurity, knowing what they were doing because their friendship was established a long time ago for some reason, but so was some sort of bad luck because these people have no control over these boys in general. Like this was a whole game, like pin the tail on the donkey from the beginning. Like I can't explain it. Just like we have these competitions here, okay? So here we have Identity, Angela Carter. She comes out all the time. But you have a wolf in sheep's clothing, and you have somebody who truly wanted to destroy what was on the heart sense of a connection, and that would have made money separately from people. And they didn't want that, right? They have to stay connected. I'm going to put this one over here. Why do we have this? What's the Magician about? Now, this is Virgo, period. All right. Why do we have this here? We have a lot of deception and greed around people, and we're always going to be played over some illusion because it's just a trick. It's such a trick. Watch Josie and the Pussycats. I know y'all like think that's a joke when I talk about that movie, and I did that little mini documentary, but it's serious. There's a subliminal messages in everything. And the fact that you got the Six of Cups, I apologize, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands, the energy with that fire, you got to know that people are able to do what they want because they have free spirit, they have money. But the rebellious act that these boys wanted to follow to have something grow pretty much from nothing. I see why you wanted them to have some sort of friendship reading because they're innocent on some sort of sentimental thing they had. They may have been too comfortable talking to too many people, trying to get different connections from the ground up, from the mud. That's why she looks so swampy, so gruddy, because this was something that they had to get from scratch. Because they were guarded. People didn't want them to have any material security, any thinking, any positivity, any connection with the fans, none of that. You can't do anything separate. You have to do what you're told on all stances. What does this mean here? I'm going to light another incense. We've got the fantasy that we all live in, and then the pond. When I told y'all they wanted to create something from the swamp, from the ground, from the mud up, that's exactly what they wanted. And they looked inward. They were inspired by something also. But you got people who live in uncertainty and didn't. That was a fantasy world. I don't think they should have made so many moves, but they were small. So you can't fault. You can't fault them for wanting to have something more than this group. And I feel like this was coming from the clouds. It was something to do with, may not have been an app in general, but this was something very, very useful. It like blew in. Keep going. Why do we have the Five of Swords in reverse? Here's all the boys. Here's past, trapped, stuck, all those good things. It's competition. It's everything. This Five of Swords is followed by the Chariot, the 7, and the 10. Cancer energy is here. Aquarius, and Taurus. The obstacle presented before this friendship, I feel like was all control because there's just still so much focus. There's still much focus on this direction, no matter what. They were a part of something that I feel is forever a part of the world. But you got to know when we're being deceived, when we're lied, and when we're schemed to. And they were betrayed over something they had took a big step to try to do. This makes me feel that with all the sheep around, besides telling too many people, they really didn't have a lot of protection, like that wasn't playing them, like even if they reached out to different people in a private setting. because they wanted to make some sort of money. But it was foolish to think that they could, honestly, they weren't able to do this. Spirits, could you give me, could you give me a sign here? Give me a light and incense, and let me see what they were trying to work on beyond the friendship, and they had this close from the beginning as children. Not children, but young adults, adolescents. They made a pact or something, promised to each other in a private setting. Something like that. Could you, this investment or whatever this is, spirits, with Liam and Zayn on some sort of different level that they may have been trying to present, and why it's so much tension between, or was, with these boys, but not the other three for some reason. They missed a chance to do something. And I don't feel it was because they were underachiever. I just feel they were foolish to think that they could get away with doing something without asking. What's happening here? You got the Maiden of Shields. So they wanted to be a sort of vessel, excuse me, to give the world a new light of sounds, colors, so that's some sort of vibration. So it has something to do with music here. I can't, and I don't have time to look up the deer and what that means spiritually here. And if you could, go ahead and drop it in the comments. I love the conversation that we've been having. But this is along the lines of something that was extremely guarded, that they were trying to break through with music, arts. And because you have somebody that was seriously protecting them from like having something emotional come out. Excuse me, this is cold-hearted energy of someone who's a pessimist. But they were like in the crazy house. They blocked this so much. And this may have just been an idea. They've spoken to people, but whoever asked about this friendship, thank you, because there is something much deeper. You know, a lot of people think of all these secret relationships, but I haven't had one lovers or some sort of sexual thing come out between any of these boys. Let's clear up our solar plexus, because in the event that you know, these rumors or things that they say were true, it hasn't come across the cards. And also, you don't know what has been pushed upon these little boys. So you got the creature's fucking paw. And I just wanted to confirm this past situation, okay? We're going to move forward. Oh, and the creature's paw, just to keep you going, but it's somebody who's just wrapped up in an indulgence of danger. This is the other. This is also friendship and some sort of forgiveness. Well, why do we have this forgiveness? What is the forgiveness about? What is forgiveness for? This is all in the past tense. All right, we got the 5, cultivation of what didn't grow, of what they planted and it just refused to kind of shine through. Thank you, Spirit. You got the 5 here. They may have asked those other boys, but these were the only 2 on the defense that said, let's do something on our own. This reading is not to entail the exact speech and vocabulary that I'm speaking, but it is on the long lines of what we're having here to see. You got to use your own brain. You got to use your own mind. So you see these 2 over here, these dream catchers, you know that these other 3 were not in alignment. So there is something particularly these 2 boys were wanting to do, and they didn't have support behind it, okay? The cultivation is dry. The plains have nothing there but crops that are dying. They were really blocked from something they had an idea about. Let's keep going, and I have 2 more cards, the Knight of Pentacles. This is all in the efficient thing they tried to do. They were committed to trying to make something work, committed to try to make something change. Oh, shit. Well, here comes the Lovers. I spoke too fucking soon. But you see, the Lovers is coming in as something that was a partnership too. See? I don't feel that this is something that's actual. This was a desire. This was a passion. This was something they wanted to do. This was something major that with this Ace of Swords had a block. Had somebody that has power and says, oh, you got a new idea? That's stopped. See how this big dragon's coming up before this Mayan mound here? These steps were leading to something to the top where light is, but you've got this big monster that says you cannot. This is a force. This is not only the truth coming to you at this time, but with Taurus and Aries, King of Pentacles, right? You guys obviously know that's why you're here on Aries and Taurus's dime. There is something much more misunderstood. I don't think we'll ever be able to balance. They were devoted to something happening that would have brought security, but there was no businessman around. There's just these two because they didn't have backup, remember, for something here. They may have been stronger with those other three behind them, but that's not what was destined. We have the final card, the Ace of Pentacles. This may be the last like little thing unless y'all have another reading for the group. But this may just be the last one with the boys because I have nothing left with them unless you want other connections. Otherwise, I'm going to do Cheryl, find out that attorney. And we're going to wrap this tarot series up if you don't have any more suggestions. We have the Eight of Wands, we have the Queen of Cups, and then we have the Fool. This is Sagittarius, Gemini, Cancer, and Aries too. When we know feelings are involved, you got people that are just fragile, afraid of what you know or will speak of because they use self-centered energy to kind of not make you miss chances, but feel you weren't resourceful, right? And that's silly to think. Here's the card to let us know. Those boys were gullible and also, I'm going to be honest, foolish to think this was going to flow. Because they had not enough power to have something be presented. Not only that, but you have a different dynamic that I feel was naive. They don't know the industry. They really didn't get a certain thing. They were stubborn to understand something. All right. And then besides people not wanting to compromise the Sagittarius energy to come in and help them get on the good foot, help them get something new to come in their life. They had an idea and it just did not go right. Maybe it'll come out one day. We got this book, and this is hope, revelation, and also ignorance they kind of foretook. Thank you guys for watching. I say, Ashe.